All right, guys. Just want to send a message out there. So I don't have that many haters because I'm always very nice, and I tend to show respect to people of all types, and I try to make sure I'm like that. And I try to make sure people know I'm friendly and supportive, and I'm always especially nice on my lives and on my videos, and when I support people that are my fans. My fans love me so much, so it's easy to be nice to them. But I try to be nice to everyone. And so I don't really have that many haters. But I know I just want to give out a message to people. So if you're a hater, and I know some haters don't care and they've been mistreated or they're not famous or whatever, or they just don't feel it's not something they have to really care about really. Um, if you're a hater, just remember like people that are creators are human too, right? I mean, and I think a lot of the logic behind the hate that I see, typically whether it's with me or with someone else, usually it's a person that's trying to be famous on social media. Maybe they're a really good quality person. They just haven't been able to get famous, or they're told they're never going to be famous. So they start doing that to other people and telling them they're never going to be famous, regardless of whether that person is going to be famous or not, right? It's kind of like that. Most people will never be famous, and there's a lot of people that will be, but most people will never be famous. So people will try to drag down those that are famous. And if they drag down someone, that person will add to the group, and the majority of people aren't famous, so a bunch of people will try to drag people down that are famous, and then the whole thing is just like repetitive, and everyone's trying to be dragged down, and that's just how the cycle goes. And negativity spreads like wildfire, so to be positive and upbeat can be difficult and challenging if you see all that hate and all that, right? But in general, if you are a hater and you are, just try to find something to do. Try to find a way to be successful on your own. Even if it means doing another channel or trying something else, or instead of hating, right? And I know some people are really in a bad position and they're really struggling and they feel like, hey, I just want to hate. I'm so angry. No one treats me fairly. I get made fun of, and all this stuff or whatever, and they just want to hate. I understand some people have a really difficult situation. I totally get that. But at the end of the day, it's only fair that you would try to support people um, in general by just focusing on you. Most people that are creators or influencers don't want to see people suffering, don't want people to be falling behind, don't want people to be struggling, right? I know some people are, and some people can't help but what that be mean or hateful because they feel like they're struggling, whatever. But most creators don't want that for people. They don't want people to be struggling. They don't want people to be having a hard time. So if you are a hater, just try to remember, like, you can find another career. You can try to do something about your life. It's never too late. And hating is not a fun thing. People turn on you at the drop of a hat, right? So you really want to be positive with people. Try to find ways to figure that out with yourself, because it doesn't help your cause to be a hater, right? You just fall more and more in depths of despair, right? Anyway, I want what's best for the haters just as much as I love my fans. Thank you, and I want what's best for my fans. Bye now, au revoir.